want to introduce you to a company that gives you a special service today on the Captain's Arena. Before I introduce the service, let me tell you how they deal with you. It's not on a phone call basis. You have to meet them. Once you meet them, they would assess you. And they're not just saying, by just the basis of assessment, they're going to give you that service. You have to pass. Check your quality before they give you that green light. And then, even after they give you that service, they're not telling you, sign here, bye-bye, let's meet. They're saying that even as you take that service, they're going to be in constant communication and following you throughout the entire time that you're taking up that service. I know you're wondering, what kind of service is that? I'll be telling you shortly. Today, we are speaking to a company, for those who are searching, Grace International Group. This is the promise they're giving you. We will know about that shortly. When they started, we'll be knowing about that shortly. But then, the best introduction then will be us speaking to the regional director, Mr. Bedneko Paul Musioka. How are you doing, sir?
I'm good.
Happy to have you around. Yeah. So it's a lovely office that you have right here in Kenya.
True.
Let's begin like this. I've introduced your company as one offering one of the most special services, that you do not leave your clients. They become your people.
Sons and daughters.
Sons and daughters.
All right.
You just kind of walk in and they'll be like, okay, I bought it. Thank you very much.
Never.
No, you walk with them throughout that entire process. Now, for any other person who's listening to you then and wondering, what service does Grace International offer? Could you kindly introduce us to the company and sell that service?
Thank you. Pleasure to meet you and have you around today. Basically, we are trading as Grace International Group Kenya office, and we are registered as Grace International Education and Migration Limited.
Yes.
So Grace International Group is a company started in the year 2006, and it started from Nepal. All the way from Nepal, it spread to Asian countries, India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, some other countries there around, and then it added many branches around each country it's spreading. Then it grew from Nepal to Australia in 2015, and from 2015, it started from Melbourne City, as Grace International Australia Melbourne. Then from Grace International Australia Melbourne, now it grew to other different cities of Australia, now having 80 cities. So that's why you had said you see the sense of when we hold your hand, we take you through. That's why we're having those offices there, because we are mainly focusing on studying in Australia. And the officers, they are there to give the supplement services. Once the student they land there, they find they need maybe post-arrival services, they are there to give. That's why we're having office in Melbourne, Sydney, Brisbane, Canberra, Perth, Adelaide, Hobart, Glenroy, and almost all the cities of Australia. So then from Australia now, it grew to Kenya. Right? It grew to Kenya is Africa region.
I like how it started outside. Then the directors are Kenyan. They're like, okay, now we gotta go home. You gotta tell me that story.
Exactly.
As to why the Kenyan office was.
Yes. So it was like a dream to be taught, because I used to think of this over the years, because when I did my bachelor degree at Kenyatta University, then I went for master's degree abroad. I was studying at Jain University, Bangalore, India. So that time I could see the sense of having all these things around, because when you will go there, you'll see some of the exposure. You see the exposure. You'll get exposed to a lot of things you cannot think when you
get back here in the
when you see here, you think, oh,
yes.
like when you haven't put coffee here, you will see this cup is empty. So when you are there, you will see other countries are full, my country is empty, you know. So you will
I love that.
So you will see a lot of things.
Yeah.
A lot of things will be making you think deeper.
Yes, sir.
Something can come up like this in my country can help millions of people, you know. Something can come up in my region can help millions of people. So that's how I got to think about that. And at that time, I think we had only 2 companies offering the same. But when you go in Nepal, you find almost all the building, one building, you can find 50 of them. There are around 40,000 companies doing the same. 40,000 plus companies doing the same. Yeah, when you are in Kenya, you see nothing. Nobody's doing these things. And I went to try to do the research. I found it's a very complete, detailed work. It's a very complete, detailed work. The difficulty of it is that we don't have a course on this. So you need to train by yourself. You need to practice by yourself. And you need to understand the relationship matter by yourself. Then from there you can compose yourself and give kind of services like this. This service is not that easy as many people will perceive. They will think, oh, I'm going to Australia is easy. I need only passport. Why do I need someone like you to come? And I need to apply to school. I get over later, I pay tuition fee, I go. But that's not the reality of the thing. All right. So that's how it grew from now. Because of that need, I met the directors around the company. Because of different approach, I had good connection and network with international friends that time. So I also got to know the directors of the company. We had a very soft discussion. We agreed on 1, 2, 3 factors out, and then we decided, yes, brother, let's go ahead. We put Kenya as our first Africa regional office. That's now Kenya became privileged, and we decided, no, we can do it from Nairobi. We didn't like to do it maybe from my region. I could be in a position I could say, oh, why we cannot take it from my home country? But I decided Nairobi is accessible to everyone, and Nairobi can be the head regional office for Africa itself. So when I will be adding different regions, still Nairobi will remain the regional office for Africa. It's right now it's the regional office for Kenya, but when we will expand, it will remain as the regional office for Africa.
I like the way you're touching on even expansion before we get there. And you know, when you touch on this issue, I gotta ask you about it. Then, what is the vision for Africa, for a company whose roots are not essentially in Africa? Mr. Musyoka, what is that vision? And I think you're the right man to ask that now. What is the vision?
Yeah. Vision is to become the most trusted and with our quality services, and we have a vision also to grow and become one of the top recruiting companies in the world. So with this vision, it makes us thrive because we are yet one of the top best. Yes, we are the best, but we are not the ones the best. And then for you to become one of the top best, you need the customers, because the customers, they are the one who will make you the top best. Not the company name, not the brand name, not me being the director. What do I need to become the top best is the customer, the client, the students, the parents who want to take that services we are giving. So through that, we need to give access, we need to make the services accessible to them. That's why you will find with that vision, we need to strive to make the offices around every corner of the country accessible almost everywhere in Africa. That's how we will grow to become the most entrusted service provider, education service provider in the world.
Let's talk about the company now in itself. the service that you offer is quite complex in the sense that you're dealing directly with the people.
Correct.
And you're not just dealing directly with the people here, you are dealing with the government. I mean, immigration knows you on a personal level. Mr. Yoka, I would like to think that they know you. In fact, they would even call you today and tell you.
Exactly.
Anyway,
something looks like that.
Let's speak to that. Let's first start with the person that you're offering this service. That you have to sit with them, assess them, grade them before you onboard them. How complex is that, Mr. Yoka?
Definitely, I can say in one name, our brand as Grace, we are selling just one service. It's called Study Abroad. You know, that's the trademark of everything, Study Abroad. Then when we call it a Study Abroad, people usually tend is going there, you study, then that's all. It's not only going there, study, and then that's all. Studying abroad is a little bit complex in terms of the service itself, because it has, that's why you will see I have different departments in all this. Could it be very easy? I could maybe do it alone, you know. I enjoy everything alone. I don't pay the salary, right? But because it's very complex process, that's why I'm not doing it alone. I have different departments, and the technicality of these, or the complexity of these, is because study abroad is a document-oriented process and a cost-oriented process. Once you understand these two factors, you're meeting the documents, fine. You're meeting the cost, fine. Done. That's all. So that actually, what really makes it complex, apart from even the documents, also the cost itself, because you'll find maybe apart from even having the money enough to do the thing, you still need a lot to show. You know, you still need a lot to show, because the person in the migration, maybe controlling part, you need to see why you're going there, on which purpose you're going there. Are you genuinely going there on this reason you're mentioning?
Yes.
And if this reason you're mentioning, education there is not free, living there is not free, so you need to tell us how you will
and that's on you, isn't it? And that's on you.
Yeah.
And that's on you now.
So that's why we need to be. That's why we need to be. And then you find, when now this information they will miss, maybe during the time maybe person came to office, then he will tell you, oh, bring the document, then we'll do. Then you will start the process without understanding this process.
My name is Sharon Nyamai. I'm in the language department.
Koke from Grace International Kenya. I'm in charge of marketing, that is media, and also I assist in admissions and counseling.
Students from particularly high school, they literally don't know which career path they will want to go for. And again, we advise the students to go for the futuristic courses. There are courses that are a bit dormant at the moment, so we know what is your path after 4 to 3 years. The degrees in Australia is 3-year degree. So after 3 years, where will the student be? So you advise the student to take the career that is futuristic.
My department entails taking the students on board, guiding them through the entire process from the career counseling, university selection, admissions, until they get their offer letter, to the pre-departure and the post-departure orientation.
The language department is quite a delicate department, especially in the entire process, because there's no way you can go without a proficiency exam, considering our country is in a level where it's a necessity for students to show they are proficient in the language. So that's where I come in. We do English training. We have several proficiency exams, but at the moment we're focusing on 2, that is IELTS and PTE.
There are those maybe companies are doing the great thing, and and others maybe they are just making the joke inside the thing, you know. There are those, I can say, they are doing the exact correct thing.
Yes.
There are those who are making the joke inside the thing. They are making the joke. You find at the end of the day, what is coming out? Visa refusal. Once you make, unfortunately, we understand, yes, refusal is part of the thing, but the moment you get a visa refusal, you have interfered with student life. Already student is invested on this process mentally, has also taken time to prepare for this process, and then already has gotten the visa refusal, so it becomes quite something the student
mental block, and
then the student will look like, oh, I will never forget, I got visa refusal, I wasted my time, oh my god, I wasted a lot of money I could spend on maybe investing on another 1, 2, 3 things.
Yes.
So these things becomes quite complex because of that.
Does it?
Yeah, and then maybe because of that you find we are just looking like strangling.
Does it?
It's just looking like strangling. Why we are just looking like strangling? Because we are working in a competition market with companies doing the right thing, others not doing the right thing.
Others not doing the right thing. I'll be coming to you, so I see the journey that you walk with the students, that you've helped get to these particular colleges. But just before we get there, there's this aspect that I want to understand. It means that what is going to make you succeed in this particular business, Musioka, is that you have to introduce a specific culture within this particular company. And funny how you speak it, I know you understand it, like you know exactly what is ailing the other businesses that are joking with this particular market. How have you made sure that Grace International has this culture that you're talking about, that we gotta be serious, we gotta be there for them? Have you made sure of that?
Yeah, because in Kenya, generally we don't have a body which governs what we do.
Oh yeah?
Kenya, we don't have a body.
Yes.
If you want to become an educational consultancy, you wake up tomorrow morning, you can open your company, you can put the billboard, oh, come we take you Australia. It's very easy. You know, it's very easy. But apart from that, basically knowing and understanding that Grace International Kenya is a son to an Australian company. We need to be guided by Australian body of the same, because Australian body which takes the mandate to control what's happening in the space of consultation regarding education and admission and all, it's there in Australia. It's also there in Nepal, but when it comes to Kenya, we don't have such. So that's the complexity of the thing. You will find, if today you want to maybe get in the market, you want to start the thing, it's very easy. You wake up tomorrow morning, you take 1, 2, 3 chairs, you put a space, you write in the branding, that whichever name you will register, or it might be even not registered, you know, and then you can call anyone, people will start now referring to you, oh, this good agency. Then might be even you are not registered as well. Then you can run your business without anyone asking. That's why you find Kenya, we say it's a good country. It's a good country, but sometimes as the goodness of it has,
it's also the worst side of it.
Because then that person, because he doesn't maybe need to be in the industry, for example, maybe in the next 3 years, he will do the worst. He will pick, call, bring, correct, scam, not do the right thing. He will call it, he will tell even the student, pay money to me. A lot of things will happen there. Then when tomorrow you will find, oh, things here, they are tough, and they have collected the money from the student. Maybe him or her, he can close that, I can call it like a shop.
Does it?
Move out.
And
then you can even go and change even environments and everything. So it will be hard to trace, unless maybe different technicalities will be involved there. It will be hard to trace. And I've been seeing this also happening because that's how people are perceiving this industry, and they are perceiving, oh, if you're doing these things, then you are scamming people. So because they had someone did it understand their people. So because of that, it becomes quite challenging. And to ensure that we are doing the right thing in the market, we need to make the team look very professional. Equip them with the correct information, not just information, the correct. If they tell you, all right, going to Australia will cost this amount, do you find it affordable or you cannot afford? You say no, they will tell you definitely you cannot qualify. Immediately.
Not wanting to get something out of it when you can qualify. Yeah.
They will tell you definitely you don't qualify.
Yes.
Do you have grade A, B, C, D? Going to maybe Australia needs this grade? No, I don't have. Definitely
you can't qualify.
Can you be able to account for your study gap? You have been maybe not studying since 2006 till today, when the company was started 17 years, you have not been studying. All right, can you account for the study? No, I've not been account. I didn't want. Definitely you don't qualify. You know,
yes.
So these things, you will find the team is giving you the correct thing. But if you qualify, they tell you, all right, you qualify because we have our own checklist. You need to meet this checklist. It's not an optional. The checklist we are working on for Australia, you need to meet. Not an option. No, don't document this.
So make sure that all of them you meet.
You need to have all of them.
Yes. And is that because you really want the credibility of the company to stand out? That is what we want. If you don't have it, then we're sorry.
Yeah, if you don't have this, we're sorry. We cannot take you anywhere. You know, you need to just maybe go prepare this checklist and come back.
Yes.
Otherwise, if it's hard to go prepare and come back, you can check from the maybe neighbor.
From the other companies. If they can help you, then
if they can help you, it's fine. You know,
that's it.
But maintaining that quality, giving the staff the correct training, the correct information, ensuring timely, because it doesn't mean when you want to do maybe February. Right now we are doing February intake.
Yes.
We won't take the entire next year to apply for your February. It needs to be on time. 1 week we are working very close with the universities there, so 1 week time. If you don't get the offer letter, we can call, we can do a follow-up, the university will respond, we can give you the timely. So right now when you come, if we told you, if you have the money to cater the costs, and you have all the document, because it's cost oriented and the document oriented process, if you have these two, then within 2 months,
you're essentially
out.
So when it comes to the values as a company, I prepare the students because it's the first stage mostly, because you can't proceed with the application without the certificate. So I feel like I contribute just a little bit in mentoring those values, because most of the part I just prepare the students. Of course, I make sure there's no cheating in the exam by, preparing them exactly what is going to happen. And then, I just prepare them for whatever is going to come in the rest of the process. And then,
in this field, the most important thing also is student being genuine. And again, the process is done in a very span period of time. So when you have to bring your documents in, it means we have to do a thorough checkup. So of course, some, let me say in a very polite manner, some don't have these academic documents. So somebody will just wake up at any time and feel like, now I need to do my bachelor's. You are 42, where were you when others were doing their bachelor's? So again, the age matters in this process. So the bank statements, so somebody will feel like, I am able to afford the tuition fee, but the required amount in the bank statement is not available. So somebody will go and draft a bank statement and bring over. So if we submit documentations that are not genuine enough, now it rolls down to Grace International. And as Grace International, we are trying to uphold the 17 years of experience. It has been a very genuine and honest journey. So we make sure that these documents are perfect from the word go.
So once we come back, the question I want to ask Mr. Musioka is, what is his vision for Grace International? Because it talks about a company that essentially opened its offices right here in the country. What is our vision that he has for every other student who's watching him thinking, I'm going to study abroad? What is our vision? Once we come back right here on the Captain's Arena, remember the hashtag is the Captain's Arena online at
Infinity Industrial Park is one of the largest private industrial parks located along Eastern Bypass, Nairobi, which provides modern infrastructure for smooth operations for industries and business enterprises. Infinity Industrial Park offers world-class amenities and facilities with wide roads, a police station, a power substation, fire station, public transport stage, hospital, and shopping mall. In addition, Infinity Industrial Park also offers CCTV cameras, 24-hour private armed security patrol, sewer, water, fiber optic cable, and 3-phase power connection, added to public utility, canteen, and dining areas. Sail on the golden opportunity to invest in Infinity Industrial Park, fully serviced warehouses at a special price of 3,569 Kenyan shillings per square foot. For more inquiries, visit our website infinityindustrialpark.com.
Tere, mambo ni mawili, kufikisha, kumwaga na kurudi. Kulala ni mwaka mpya.
Bua muka we mse. Mbaya. Wewe kwani wani vile dereva anaendesha gari vibaya, lazima tususe. Anaendesha gari na kwa simu the whole time hata angalipa barabara. Dereva wewe, mwaka iliyopita peke yake watu zaidi ya 3,000 walipoteza maisha yao barabarani kwa sababu ya tabia kama hizo. Hautatuangamiza tukiona.
Naomba msamaha, nitampeleka vizuri.
Si wameomba msamaha. Sasa tuende tusafiri kwa mwendo wa aste.
Dere Smart hufikisha abiria salama. Ujumbe huu umeletwa kwako na NTSA kwa ushirikiano na European Union.
Are you a
Kipindi ni ukulima ni mali na Manjoro. Kumbuka hapa ndipo unajifunza mambo mengi kuhusu ukulima. Kilimo ni uti wa mgongo wa nchi, na ukiwa na Njoro unajifunza. Kumbuka, angalia mwenyewe. Tunakuambia ukitaka kujua tips za ukulima, ungana na sisi kwenye Lookuptv. Every Sunday unatukuta pale saa 10, tunakuonesha kuhusu ukulima. Ukulima wa mimea, ukulima wa ng'ombe, ukulima wa kuku, ukulima wa mbuzi na yote ambayo yanahusiana na ukulima. Kumbuka nini? Kipindi ni ukulima ni mali.
Like leaving the country, going over the other side for the very first time, and they're confidently working with you as, you know, a fellow countryman who knows what that process is, who's been here. What journey do you walk with them? Can you paint for us that picture?
Once already, because this is very sensitive thing. I know sometimes the student, they come, they tell us, you know what? No. I did this type of course, I did maybe English literature, but I wanted to do nursing. This English literature, I did this course is society degree. I did a society degree. Now I want to go and start my personal degree.
Does it?
You know, you really wonder, why did you spend all the 4 years
studying this?
No, because I didn't want to let my parent down, you know. My parent forced me there. Or because Coops placed me this course, I didn't want this course. Now this time they are realizing this course, I didn't want it.
Yeah.
Now you have already spent 4 years studying the course. Definitely, like right now, situation right now, you cannot go to Australia to study a second degree. Maybe if you have done a bachelor degree, you cannot take another bachelor degree.
Oh, yeah.
Otherwise, you are not a genuine student.
Oh, that's what they deem you for.
They deem you for. Oh, yeah. Right.
Oh, yeah.
They are very systematic.
But like if you studied on it, so clear it.
Clear it. All right. Even if it was a society degree, you didn't like it.
Oh, clear it.
And see, now the funny thing is this.
Yeah.
Now you have done English literature as your society degree, maybe, and then you want to go from maybe nursing. Now you came and told me, no, I wanted nursing since even I
no more opportunity now.
Now I wanted nursing. No, I didn't want this English. I did this English.
Yes.
Maybe because Coops replaced me to English. Maybe because my parent wanted me to do this degree. Or maybe because I wanted to show the society I'm in a university.
Yeah.
So these, they will wonder, why then you wasted 4 years? And then they want now to leave now this first degree to go and start a fresh nursing.
Yeah.
So what will happen is, we will tell, no. You only need to go on the line of English literature.
That's it. You started it, so
you started it. And that's how Australians believe. If you started, you need to complete it. Otherwise, you don't start and then later you say, oh, I want to change. You cannot change career. You cannot change career. So that's why we need to be very careful when we are giving the career counseling. We also run some career guidance programs with the schools, top national schools. I think most of them, they can bet with us. We have interacted with them. We support also students through their career also. We also support different academic activities such as Capsabet Mathematics National Contest, which is held annually the year. We are the primary key sponsor of the contest. And the student, funny thing about this, the student who will score the highest possible mark in that contest will get a free scholarship to study in Australia.
That's fantastic.
You can imagine this.
Courtesy of Grace International.
Courtesy of Grace International. You can imagine this?
Yes.
Just you need to go to register with that mathematics contest to your school, even if you want to participate.
Yes.
And to register as the participant. You attend the exam. Luckily, if you will get the highest possible mark. We don't have, you need to score 20, you need to score 50, you need to score 100.
So the highest in that particular contest.
The highest possible mark.
Yeah.
You only need to be crowned that, you are the student who has gotten the highest possible mark in our mathematics contest. So once we have that, definitely it will be very sweet for you because you will go and enjoy Australian education.
We sit to the student and try to understand in terms of which field is the student interested in. For example, a student can come and say, I want the business related field. So with that, we look at the grades, the interest, and then we narrow it down to the point whereby we guide the student on to getting the career path that fits he or she. And once we get the career path that the student is interested in, we now go to the country. We are dealing with different countries, among them being Australia, and in Australia there are different, let's say, universities. So we go onwards until we get a university for the student. And in terms of getting the university, we mainly focus on the personal interest, the financial capability of the student, and also the so many things, but mostly it all entails the personal interest, the academic qualifications, and also the financial capability. So once we get now the university, now we do the admissions. So it's more of a step-to-step process, but it's a sure one.
So for the proficiency exam, we work hand in hand with examination bodies. We have the British Council and we have the Pearson Test of English body. These two bodies at the moment, they're the ones that we're working with. We train our students to do the proficiency exams. We do the training, but the examination is done in the centers, which we are hopefully looking forward to have one by next year.
Then after that, you advise the student on the required documents. In the beginning, I said we are actually working on genuine documents and clarity documents. So we have to be very certain that these documents are genuine. We satisfy the process very clearly, the documentation. And the most important thing is we need to talk to the sponsor. This process requires financial capacity. So you don't have to begin your process and in the middle of the way you can't do your tuition fee payments. You need to have the living expenses. So we have to talk to the sponsors, which is the parents. It can either be uncle or auntie. Some even go with their grandparents. But the reality is there is financials that are required in this process.
For those who've left here, Musioka, and you get there, and then there's the culture shock issues. Some of them are finding it very difficult, to bed in. I know they call you back and they said how do you deal with us?
Although during the counseling, during this part of counseling, you need to prepare them. They need to know, all right, I need to go to Australia. I need to take my classes. After my classes, I need also to sleep, right? Where will I be sleeping? Do I need to prepare for accommodation? But we also having that. So when they go there, most of the providers, that's education provider. When I mean education provider, I mean the universities, the higher education, the college. They don't give accommodation facility. So they will go and make personal arrangements, because accommodation in maybe except Melbourne and Sydney, other cities, accommodation in Australia is not a problem. So when they go there, they will get easily access to different accommodation. That's why you find the team there. Even when you're giving the counseling talk, that we are preparing them psychologically through counseling. We need to prepare them also when they land there. How they will get accommodated, how will they get live, how they will be working while studying. You need to work.
We also have to check your academic background and also your work experience. So we have to align your course and your work experience. So it entails so many things in the middle that as a counselor, you have also to advise the student on what is required.
If you actually follow what you're told for the documentation, the chances of you getting the end product, which is a visa at the end of the day, are quite high. And that is the end goal for everyone in this business. So I would say your chances are a bit higher when you're with Grace International.
You know what, when I was sitting back and doing my study for this interview, there's something that I came across which sort of caught my eye, that you've gone to the point of saying that we are going to also make it possible for you to get your internships as well in your study journey. You know what that painted the picture of is that you just don't stop at onboarding them to these colleges, thinking about them. Is that an ecosystem you're thinking of as a company? Actually, yes.
Let me tell you one thing. When also I sit down and think, I think this is the best career I chosen. I'm an economist and finance student.
I was going to come to that.
And some people will wonder, why you're not working in the bank? And why you are not working in financial institutions such as bank, whichever they will tell. And then I will be like, no, I'm just based because I can say, maybe I studied what you call the society course. Society course. I could
now, I wish I could go back and do this.
Exactly. I wish now I could go back and study now. Something very sweet connecting me with this I'm doing. Because this career is a very sweet career. You are supporting. Same time you are supporting. Like this is the career whereby, you support, you care, you enjoy, you educate, and you do all sort of things, and then you will be happy. How do I feel happy? When I started, before I will mention this, before I came to know what this career is all about, I sat down and then thought, how many students I have assisted in Africa to get scholarship to study in India? How many students? I counted one. This country, I counted Nigeria, 26. I have assisted them to get scholarship. Kenya, 50 plus. I've assisted them to get scholarships.
Yes.
They are studying free. They are enjoying. Courtesy of who? I, not Grace. Courtesy of me, I could just tell them, you know what, guys, there is scholarship. Could you please come? We apply. Then they are getting very good courses. Actually, the courses you can imagine,
yes,
these students are studying over there. They are the courses, even you cannot find them in Kenya. Think of maybe something like computer science, which has maybe something with the artificial intelligence and machine learning. That's a course which is not here, you know. Cyber security, bachelor degree, master's program, they are courses which are not here, you know, right? Some courses, the students, they are studying even in the medical field of it. They are courses which are not here. So that is what now makes me feel this industry is very sweet industry for me. And provided you have that heart to maybe lead, educate,
yes,
and give support,
yes,
perfectly, you are on the right industry. So through that kind of, you'll find people coming to us asking on this information, asking for this type of support we
yes,
are giving,
yes,
asking to learn about what we are doing, how more about these things, how they need to get them. And that is what makes us happy. You know, that's what makes us grow. Because when you get to see someone has already gone through your hands, has already bought what you had already given, the service you had already given. He has gone through your hands step by step, and already now this person is there saying, I really thank God for what has done to me. I really thank Grace for what has done to me. That things
makes you feel fulfilled.
Exactly.
Are you saying that you're a happy man currently in your life? Is that what you're telling us?
Because the people who usually say, I thank Grace, I thank Paul, you know, I think on the social media, they go to Grace International Kenya Facebook page, TikTok also, Grace International Kenya TikTok page. You'll see they are there telling good story about Grace.
That makes you happy, isn't it?
Yeah, they say, yes, we want to thank Grace International, we want to thank the Grace International team, and then especially want to thank for all. These things usually make me happy because we usually take them step by step. We support, we care, and we educate. That's why you find we are connect. Our slogan is connecting, life, and learning.
That's essentially what it is that you're doing, isn't it? Exactly. Pretty much, I want to buy in on your vision for the company. You know what? People hear 2006, and then you think, that's just recently. But when you start counting how many years it's been since 2006, you're going to find that that's a company that has been in operation for 17 years. That's a long
period.
period.
Last week, but when we were celebrating our, we had a very... We had around,
was it the 17th?
5 kg cake.
I wish I missed it, man. This interview should have happened last week, isn't it? Yeah, I missed it. Anyway, so, I mean, you would think that's a company that's already introduced itself. You know the immigration department. You know what governments want. You know what companies outside there are looking for in terms of students. It's going to, just be brief on this particular one, because we only have 5 minutes for it. What is the next level for Grace International? What is our next level? Because there's always what we want to evolve into. What are you going to evolve into?
Actually, the next level for Grace International is we want to be the leading and entrusted education service provider in this recruitment industry. And this level, we can only attain it by our committed team. The team need to be committed in whatever we are doing. Cannot happen by me alone. And also from my side, I need to make sure the services are accessible to the qualifying students, not to the everyone, to the only qualifying students. And that will mean I need to add many branches in the country I have only Nairobi and Eldoret. So it means the next level, I need to check maybe how we'll add branch in Mombasa, Kisumu, maybe Eastern region, Central region, Southern region, Rift Valley, maybe different process. This really, and then again, after that making the service now accessible to the student, we need also to make sure our services, they outstand the standards.
Yes.
They outstand the standards, because if you give the correct service, you focus on the quality service. You don't focus on money. Money will come back from the service.
Yes.
You only need to give you the correct service. You get what you want, then the money will fall back, isn't it? But if I focus on, maybe I divert this focus, no, I don't want to give the correct service first, I want to get money, it won't work.
It won't work, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes. You know, every time I get to this part of an interview, especially when I'm speaking to a young CEO or a young director,
Very young.
Very young.
Guess how old?
That's what I'm saying. I don't even know what to ask him.
Guess how old?
What?
Guess how old?
Because you want me to guess. Could be. Can I guess? You tell me what I'm correct on.
All right.
Could be 30.
Oh my God.
It's not 30.
Oh my God.
It's not.
Not 30. And even 20 something.
Ah, come on. What's that?
Yeah.
For real though.
Yeah. Very young. Very young.
Maybe that question is the wrongest question of them, but you want to hear it?
Yeah.
Okay. This is the question they normally ask at this particular point. When is it going to be it for you? I mean, you're quite young. You'll be among the youngest CEOs in the country right now, regional directors in the country right now. What is the next phase of your career for you? Is this it? Have you figured the end game?
Yes.
What is that end move?
Yeah, I like things to do with education, because I believe education sector in Kenya is something need a lot of improvement.
Yes.
You know, and it's something sensitive. We don't need to joke with it.
Yes.
It's something which we can mess it up kidogo. It will cause future generation. See, some things are happening. You wonder, maybe you have heard maybe from the previous discussion I had from the team. Students are complaining from class 8. They are demonstrating.
Yeah. KCP marks, they're getting why the wrongly, isn't it? Yeah.
And I'm also thinking, could be this happen also on the KCSE part, you know?
I mean, if it's happening on KCP.
If it is happening on KCP,
yeah.
what could make it not happen on the KCSE also?
Because KCSE is more heavy, isn't it?
It's more heavier than the KCP, and now it becomes quite technical, because now with that, I think education need to do something.
That's it.
That even if I could sit down with the CS and tell the CS, please, you need to do something.
That's it.
We are looking for your leadership
That's it.
in the education sector.
Yes.
And you need to do something.
At this point, the majority of students are watching you right now, and by majority of them have cleared even their KCP, and they're going to clear their KCC examinations. They're like, I want to study abroad. And why would I go to Grace International today? Why would I believe what Mr. Msioka is telling me today? What is this one promise that you have to every other student who's going to walk through this door and say, help me? What is that one promise, Mr.
One promise I can make to them is that they will get the quality information. They will get the best information. They will get the quality service out of their step.
Clear like this, then, this is the last question that I have for you right here. It's also a funny question. I gotta ask it because this is what the show is about. I gotta ask it. Take 45 seconds to respond to this. I mean, as a young director now running this particular company, if you would want one quality for your kids to grow up with, one quality that you like them to know about, why is that going to be 45 seconds?
All right.
One quality.
I believe on trust and patience.
Trust and patience.
Yeah.
That's it.
And the honesty must prevail.
And honesty, isn't it?
Guess
what, Mr. Msioka, thank you very much for speaking to us.
Thank you.
Now, here's the thing. For those who are thinking, I'm going to study in Australia, if that is your destination point, by the way. See, Grace International is saying, don't go anywhere. We'll come here and sit with you, help you, give you the correct information that you need, and that information is what's going to help you then go study there. And the director is saying this. He's a very happy man. I've never met a man who's telling me, yeah, I'm very happy because I can see my results. You know, when people call me, they're talking about how I'm helping them. Guess what? I'm not marketing Grace International, but I'd rather work with a director who's very, very happy with his results. Guess what? This is the Captain's Arena. My name is Simba Elijah Charles Kiagi. Guess what? I'll see you next week for another episode. Goodbye.
Goodbye.